What if I told you that one of the most memorable political figures in modern Britain is not a prime minister, not a party leader, and not even a serious politician? He wears a silver bin on his head. He has promised policies like renaming London Bridge after a famous celebrity, banning high strength energy drinks, and protecting the rights of garden gnomes. His name is Count Binface, but behind the ridiculous costume lies a fascinating question. Is Count Binface just a joke? Or is he exposing something serious about modern democracy? Count Binface first appeared as a satirical political candidate created by British comedian Jonathan Harvey. His character emerged from the tradition of British political satire, where fictional candidates are used to mock the seriousness, contradictions, and sometimes absurdity of elections. Britain has a long history of unusual candidates. From people running under humorous names to campaigns built around jokes, these figures often use comedy as a mirror. And Count Binface took this tradition to another level. With his futuristic silver helmet, royal sounding title, and deliberately absurd manifesto, he looked like a character who had escaped from a science fiction comedy. But then something unexpected happened. People started paying attention. In politics, image matters. Traditional politicians spend millions crafting a carefully controlled public persona. Count Benface did the opposite. He created a character so obviously ridiculous that it became memorable. In a world where voters are surrounded by endless political messaging, a candidate promising more bins, fewer bins, depending on circumstances, is impossible to forget. The joke became the message, and perhaps that is why people began asking, is this actually less absurd than real politics? Many people who support candidates like Count Binface are not necessarily voting because they expect him to become prime minister. They are making a statement. A vote for a satirical candidate can mean I am frustrated with politics. I don't feel represented. I want to challenge the system. In that sense, comedy becomes a form of political language. The laugh is not always the end point. Sometimes the laugh is the protest. Politics often presents itself as extremely serious, but history shows that humor can reveal truths that politicians struggle to acknowledge. A comedian can sometimes ask uncomfortable questions. Why do politicians make promises they cannot keep? Why do campaigns become performances? Why do voters feel disconnected from those in power? Count Binface's absurdity highlights the theatrical nature of politics itself. After all, every politician creates a character. Some wear suits, one wears a bin. Critics might argue that joke candidates trivialize elections. Democracy requires serious debate about serious issues, but supporters might respond if people are losing trust in traditional politics, perhaps satire is not the problem. Perhaps satire is the symptom. A society confident in its political system may laugh at jokes. A society frustrated with its political system may vote for them. Count Binface will probably never become Britain's Prime Minister, and maybe that was never the point. His success is not measured by the number of laws he passes, it is measured by the questions he forces people to ask. In an age where politics increasingly feels like theatre, Count Binface reminds us of something uncomfortable. Sometimes the person wearing a bin on their head can make us think more seriously about democracy than the people wearing crowns, suits, and ties. Because sometimes the funniest candidates reveal the most serious truths.